Hey then fam, we need to talk about Rockstar. Today they just got completely out of hand. I just don't know what to do with them anymore. I mean, all the nonsense they've been getting up to these last few months, putting out a definitive edition trilogy, Hujima What's It, that was listed as like a broken buggy mess, charging over the odds for it, not letting you buy it in separate bits. It's all kinds of nonsense, getting rid of the original version so you couldn't just buy those and play those with upgrades and trophies, which would just be what most people would have had. If you just did up the textures a bit and added some trophy support, most people would have been happy. But you ran it through some sort of AI engine and made it like the mobile version that was just completely and utterly broken. I mean, it's just like, some of it's funny, but most of it's just tragic. You've basically desecrated your own name, your own franchise. Then you also put the idea out that effectively you've released the same game for 9 years running. 9 years. That's ridiculous. That just should be the case. I don't know how you've managed to not make a new Grand Theft Auto. I mean, yes, okay, news moves too fast and stuff, and it's hard to make a slightly topical, satirical game based in our world when our world now moves so fast. But you could have done something. You're smart. You could have wrote a story that was more timeless and then just fiddle with the edges. You could have. You didn't need to not do anything. You could have put out a little bit of additional story DLC. Now, yeah, you put out the Franklin thing with on Grand Theft Auto Online, but that's not really much of anything. It's a few missions. It's not really story. It's not Lost and Damned. It's not Ballad of Gay Tony. It's nothing like that. Those were awesome, especially Lost and Damned. Oh man, it's like, it's sort of the same game 3 times, 4 if you count PC. Really? Ridiculous. And I thought, hey, they're turning over a new leaf. Maybe they're getting back to their original selves by having that deal with PlayStation where we be for 3 months for nothing. And then after that, it's sort of like, it's going to be a bit more expensive, then come back up to its original retail price. Apparently the retail price for this 9th gen version is apparently 40 quid. Not the 70 quid like you would expect. Thank heavens for Small Mercies, but the Small Mercies are particularly small. Because today, Rockstar, in their infinite wisdom, have decided, in their lovely little world, that they're going to put out a subscription model. Oh yeah, a subscription model. So basically, you out there, you give them money, and I can't remember how much it was because I just could barely bear to read the article. It was just it made me angry. Okay, you give them money. It doesn't matter. It's 50p a month. The idea that you give them money, so then the money that you've earned in game or spent shark cards, right? So you can get some advancement and maybe not get blown up as much by also having to get yourself an Impreza Mark II because so many people are flying around the map and them just blowing you up in the world when you're just quietly going from one place to another for a mission or spin your wheel at the casino on your dailies, or even just like you decided you want to finish the customization on a car you've been working on for a while because you finally got the credits to get it a day, and then some posser out there decides to blow you off the map, because he's got lasers and rockets attached to a flying motorcycle. Please. It's like, and those are the kind of people, those kinds of, inconsiderate whales that don't really think about other gamers or gaming itself as an industry. They're only concerned with their own fun. They don't care about the community. They don't help anybody out. They just, they're just in it for themselves. And it's just like, dear God, I just don't understand how anybody thinks this is a good idea. Spend money to make the money you've spent to be worth a bit more. And for any money you earn in game, for that to be worth a wee bit more as well. How about this, Rockstar? How about you don't buy a t-shirt in game that'll cost you like 120 GTA dollars or whatever it is, whatever extortionate amount it is. I stopped buying clothing in a while in Grand Theft Auto because of its prices. This new voice control mode is good, but it's not great. Oh man. So yeah. Really, Rockstar, you need to have a word with yourself. This is not wanted, not needed, and quite frankly, it's a disgusting, scummy, underhanded move. I mean, this is beyond Activision, okay? This is beyond EA. You know? I mean, what's next? Loot boxes? Please. Microtransactions to make other microtransactions work a bit better as microtransactions. We're through the looking glass here, people. This is just ridiculous. You know? I mean, I'm just angry and confused, and it's late, and I just don't know anymore. It's supposed to be the era where gaming really takes off, you know? We've now got the processing power to do, like, you know, ray traced lighting, incredible sound techniques. We're able to have, you know, realistic worlds. We're getting closer and closer and closer to crossing the uncanny valley. It's like everything in gaming is supposed to be taking off. We've got haptics in our controllers. We've got VR in multiple ways. You know, we've got a PC we can carry about in our hands. You know, if you've got the money. It's like we got lightning fast loading. We got games that are just incredible, and then you get nonsense like this. It's sort of like, it does seem to be the case right now with gaming. It's like one step forward, 2 steps back. I mean, I love this. I love gaming. I really do. But when I see stuff like this, I despair of it. I really do. It's ridiculous. It's gonna no, Rockstar. Alright. Calm it down. Get back to who you were before. No wonder Benzie's split. Oh God. I'm done with you. I'll tell you something. If half of this geek is in 6, I'll not be buying it. I'll put my foot down on that right now. If you try this microtransaction rubbish in 6, Zenbloke's not going to bother. And if anything, I'll campaign against it. I'll do videos. I'll have a series if I have to, decrying the kind of nonsense that you guys are getting up to. And it better not be in 6. Oh, and don't think you can get away with doing that thing that some game companies do, where they release a game, and then a couple of months down the line after the reviews are finished, you put in all these little features, all these little things. Like that Crash Bandicoot race, where all of a sudden there was all those little things put in afterwards. Aye, we saw that. Sneaky. Right, Spleak it says. I just can't be dealing with this. Right, I'm gonna go because I'm just getting annoyed and I'm gonna start to ramble. So I'm gonna love you and leave you guys. Look after each other out there. Hashtag support Scottish YouTubers, and of course, as always, no bother.